There's less than 24 hours before polling day, Antony. How do you now see the contest ultimately placed?
Well, going on the various polls, and clearly the government has improved in the run-up to and then during the campaign. And the polls are all indicating that the government is probably on track to around the same results as last time. Whether it be slightly worse or slightly better in terms of seats, that's difficult to determine. But the votes seem to have sort of drifted back towards the results of the last election, and the coalition vote has sort of slipped away during the campaign. Now, is that to do with the campaign? Is that to do with things before the campaign? Is it to do with Donald Trump? There's a whole series of things which are obviously at play there, and I'm sure that whoever loses this election will end up having a bit of a post-mortem on what went right and what went wrong. But look, the position is it looks like the government will definitely should finish with more seats than the opposition, and that would leave them better placed to form government after the election. It's a question of how close to get to majority, or if they do reach majority. But that's what the polls are saying. But as I always like to say, that's what the polls are saying in 2019, and that's not the result that was produced.
That's absolutely correct, and which is why we're very cautious, not just because of that year, but generally until people vote. We don't know how things are going to break. Let's talk paths to victory briefly. The coalition's path to victory is a hard one, but can you see one?
Well, their problem is they need to pick up about 10 seats just to get more seats than Labor, and to get close to being able to form a functioning majority government, they probably need to pick up 14 or 15 seats. Now, at the start of the campaign, you would have said, well, they can pick up a swag in Victoria. There's a whole series of seats they could win in New South Wales and a few more elsewhere, and that's the path to victory. But it does appear, and again, we're relying on polls, we're relying on briefings from politicians, it does appear that the prospects for a lot of gains for the Liberal Party in Victoria have diminished. It doesn't look like there's going to be much change in Queensland. New South Wales, it does appear that some of the talk of the seats they would gain, you're only hearing 2 or 3 seats mentioned now, not 4 or 5, 6 that were mentioned a few weeks ago. And beyond that, unless there's a breakout in Western Australia, there just aren't enough states in Tasmania and South Australia to tip it one way or the other. So, I mean, we will be, if it's not clear in that first 2 hours of the coverage, we'll be waiting for 8 o'clock as we did last time for the Western Australian results.